To be honest, I'm burnt out for the past few months today. I'm burning out. And I just keep going because I feel like, would you rather go through a life, you can be a billionaire today, but you make a trade with the devil and the devil tells you, I'll give you $1 billion, but you will never experience love in your life. Would you take that trade? Nobody will love you in your life unconditionally. Fuck bro, bad trade. Just got to work hard and follow your passion. Oh, freaking shit lah, honestly.
Welcome to the Drive to Success podcast. Today we're with a special guest today, but before that, Alif, could you tell about Apex?
Yep. So Apex Auto Cars, me and Kalis, we curate cars for car people and gearheads.
All right, and today it's a very special guest. Honestly, I'm surprised that he's here today. I just sent him a DM and he was nice enough to actually reply me. Sure, let's do it very spontaneously. The one and only Timothy Tiah. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that very much.
So to me, I'm maybe a huge fan. I've actually followed you since when I was in my teenage years. Probably at the time I was like Form 1 and was still reading blogs at the time. And suddenly you just disappeared out of nowhere, right? And then boom, hey, Tim is back again. Now he's doing content online. And since then, I've just been continuing watching, and it's a constant source of not just entertainment, but even education for myself. So, Tim, I just want to perhaps at this moment ask you a couple of things about how do you get to where you are today. Starting off with the early days of Blogspots, because to me it's a mystery, right? I'm only a user of that time Friendster. I didn't have my own Blogspot. But how was it like creating content back then versus today?
Yeah, so actually the first kind of social media that I knew about that came out of time, right, was actually blogs, which is Blogspot, right? So people were just updating, like they'll write stuff and then they'll publish photos. And then from there it evolved to like Friendster. So Friendster was actually quite a big thing in Malaysia too. And then after that it was Twitter, and then it was Facebook, and then it was Instagram, and then now it's like TikTok, Xiaohongshu and all that. And the very interesting thing to notice, right, is that every time a platform changed, popular influencers who fail to migrate to the new platform or do well in the new format tend to pass and fade away, So it's very common, like a lot of people who are popular in blogs, they couldn't adapt to Instagram, and then Instagram had people who are very good at taking very nice photos and everything, but then when it came to Reels, then that started to fall behind. So I've seen this evolution of like many influencers becoming very big and then fading out, becoming big and fading out, and I'm one of them. I faded into obscurity because I just became like totally irrelevant, and that's why today also I think that yes, I might have a bit of a comeback now, but it's also temporary. I think that if I'm honored that you asked me to come here to speak to you, because maybe in 2 years' time I might not be worthy. You might not call me.
I wouldn't say that.
So yeah, I mean that's why that's how this whole social media thing has evolved lah, and it's changed dramatically. I can tell you, like you were just sharing with me about how TikTok influencers selling stuff makes 30,000-50,000 ringgit a month.
Correct.
Right, and some can even make the highest 1.5 million, right?
Yep.
But during the blogs time, it's like we would make like a top blogger would charge maybe 600 ringgit for one blog post.
Oh wow. Okay.
600 ringgit can't get you shit now.
You can't really do a full-time living from just writing blogs then.
They can, because they do by volume, But today 600 ringgit just doesn't get you anything. Today they're charging you like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 ringgit for the higher ones for a post. So, and I was looking at some data, right? And influencer spend has, I think, something like $80 million, which means it's about 400 million ringgit is spent in Malaysia just on influencers, something like that, right? And if you look at global metrics, right, 70% of their spend actually come to the top 10% of them, right? So a very small percentage of the population actually gets the chunk of 300 over million ringgit a year on spending.
Yep.
And since they're all mostly personal, it's like personal pocket money, so it's very significant.
Right.
And that's changed a lot, lah. Yeah.
Exactly. But what I was curious to ask you all this time was what made you want to come back in terms of being into social media again? Because like, hey man, that run has been done, and you back then like, for example, other businesses to focus on.
Yeah.
So what was the thing that in the end struck you to come back?
Yeah. So one thing about me is that my wife is a very popular influencer, and I tell you, is the longest running one in Malaysia. She started from the blog side, right? And she's the only one I can tell you at that time who has really evolved every single cohort that has come,
Mhm.
she has still maintained, like she became big on blogs, then Instagram, then now TikTok and everything, you know. And if you think about it, the only other one that you can think of who's from those days and still relevant today is actually Jane Chuck.
Oh yes.
Jane Chuck
you're
started
right.
from blogs also.
Correct.
But Jane Chuck was one generation after my wife,
I see.
4 feet 9 lah, right? So for me, like I kind of like faded out. Like there were years in maybe the 2020s or something like that where I just like stopped posting. I had maybe 36,000 followers on Instagram or something, but I just stopped posting lah because I felt like it's not what I want to do anymore.
Mm.
But then sometime in end 2024, I decided, okay, maybe I need to use this personal brand to go and promote my business.
Right.
And that's when I started playing with content, right? I started generating content. And for 6 months, I was trying all sorts of content and everything failed. Like I was doing content and just promote like my business, like, hey, welcome to Colony and all this stuff. And it totally flopped.
Right.
And then it's only in May 1 year ago that I started this format that people now know as a Tiah kind of video, right? And I just did it off my phone. And
that format right now, I've seen that honestly after you did it, there's I don't like to use the word copycat because again, all of us learn from somebody and we have to start somewhere. But I've noticed that so many people are again following in your footsteps of like how you format your videos. So that format, was it something that you observed somebody else and follow suit and modify it, or was it something that you came out on your own?
So I really don't think that I'm the one who invented this. Right? Maybe I popularized it in Malaysia, but my idea was that I like to watch YouTube videos. And you know the YouTube videos where they show a lot of B-rolls and then they tell the storytelling and everything, right? And my initial idea of the video was not to even show my face.
Right.
It's just exactly like YouTube, but a short version.
Yes.
But then I thought, but then some of my teammates, my colleagues were like, hey, you must show your face lah. So that's when I had, okay, show some of my face, a bit of it. And that's how I had this video, this video format, right? And yeah, I mean, you know, I encourage people to do it. You know, I've taught masterclasses for people to do the same thing, you know. And it works. Because my belief is this, everyone has a very interesting story to tell. You just told me something very interesting that I never knew.
Right.
From your experience, like selling on
TikTok Shop.
This is mind-blowing to me. You know, I'm sure if you send me, you have something you would tell me about motorsports or something like that will blow me away, right? And I think every one of us has that story to tell. And what better way is there to tell by just looking at the camera and talking?
Absolutely. But are you someone introverted by nature, extroverted by nature?
Yeah.
Introverted,
I'm
right?
introverted, yeah.
So how does someone that, because a couple of my friends also asked me, Jason, how do you even get into this social media thing, right? And some of them are actually introverted. How does one actually kind of like push themselves to kind of get into what you're doing?
Yeah, I think like introverts generally can come off more extrovertish. We can pretend to be extroverts and display extrovert tendencies, but the only difference is that it just tires us out a lot more. So like after this podcast, I'll probably go home and I'm just then tired. You know what I mean? Like I'll just need to chill and sit alone and not talk to anyone. You know. So whereas for extroverts, they gain energy from it. They'll come here, they come here energized. They leave here even more energized. So it just depends.
I see. So in terms of that's very interesting for me. Again, I'm coming from the opposite end. I'm super extroverted, so I love the podcast. I feel just after this, so it might have drained your energy. But aside from that, Tim, this sort of moving forward, do you see that being a content creator is a career path for people, or do you tell people like, for example, hey, it's a good side gig, but it's not something that you should do full time?
So I told my son this. My son was like, last time, I want to be a YouTuber and everything, right? I was like, don't do it, you know. And you're coming from two parents who are influencers, because don't get me wrong, you can. If you're successful, you can make a lot of money, right? And the problem is that your lifetime value is not long. You will not be popular forever.
Right.
Your time in the sun is very limited and can only get shorter and shorter. So it's one thing to be able to deal with me one day not being popular again. But it's another thing if my whole entire income depends on me being popular and that star fades. And it will fade. It's just when. Is it tomorrow? Is it next month? Is it 1 year later?
See. So in short, that there is a longevity to this that you have to consider when you're actually doing it.
Yeah, it's a shortevity if you ask me.
Shortevity.
It is short lah. It's really short, you know. It's really, really short.
Understood. Right.
Yeah. How long have the most popular influencers you know still remain like very hot? How long? 5 years?
Most 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, and that's long already, you know.
Right.
Because a lot of people like 1 year they're gone already.
Yep.
You know, you can see it because they still have a lot of followers on Instagram, but just that their real views are very low
Right.
because you know the audience is disengaged. They've moved on. Tomorrow, there are already so many people who are doing my kind of format, and I think that many of them will come out to be either as good or better than me.
Right.
And eventually, I'm going to fade away to relevance.
Right.
I'm pretty sure on that.
Absolutely. So another reason why I'm getting you on this podcast also is for my opportunity to even ask you these things in person, right? So I'm definitely in that crossroads, which is I realize what you're saying.
Yeah.
There is a shortivity, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
in terms of your career on social media.
Yeah.
Therefore, I told Alim, look, I am trying to diversify right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do other things. Trying to get into even new sort of like formats. Like personally for me, there's a burnout. In terms of like, dude, how many times am I going to record myself eating chicken breast, rice, and then after that, like how to do a bicep curl? I've been doing this for the past 8 years. I'm tired of doing this. So there's a creator burnout also as well. So I'm also trying to get into other fields of careers and other industries. So in terms of being where I am today, my question to you is like, how do you juggle between, for example, right now you're running a business and you're still running your social media? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I do that by really eliminating my me time lah. To be honest, I'm burnt out for the past few months already. I'm burning out, you know, and I just keep going because I feel like, wow, I've got work to do. It's not always like that in life, you know. Like there are many times in life where I just don't really have opportunities to make money, you know. And there are many years in life that I just don't make money, you know.
Right.
I'm eating into my savings,
Right.
you know. And so now, like when I have opportunities, I push myself to work and maybe with the understanding that this is not going to last.
Understood.
So I can rest later.
Right.
But don't follow me lah, because I'm not addressing my burnout lah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just continues to burn, and I'm always constantly feeling like not good enough lah. And every time I feel like, oh, I'm tired, I tell myself like, why are you complaining? You got work, ma.
Yeah.
You know, if you got work, then why are you complaining? So
understood. Yeah, this is something that I actually also admire about you because I tell people, look, I'm actually an actor. Honestly speaking, I'm an actor. I believe every single social media influencer is an actor because you don't really want to display the sides of you that are not the best. But what strikes you as different to me, Tim, is the fact that you are willing to be so vulnerable online. Like really, like I've been reading your carousels as well about again how you have this thing whereby you're not, in a sense, adequate.
yeah,
You mentioned about
not
this.
good enough. I
Not
don't
good
feel good
enough.
enough.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I really feel that.
Mm.
I really sincerely, okay, maybe it's my own upbringing and everything. Like I constantly don't feel good enough. That's why I constantly keep working and everything. But I have this fear that when people see me too highly, that I will disappoint them. You know, because the reality is that I know myself. I'm not as high as you think I am. You know, and maybe it gets to, you know, like being an influencer that's popular, right? And you have a lot of followers. It's easy to get it into your head, you know. Because every day people are telling you, wow, I love your stuff. You know, you're eating in a KFC and they come like, wow, I love your stuff, I love your thing, love your content, can I take photo? Any human being at some point in time, you start believing like, oh shit, maybe I'm that good. You know, the ego gets built, you know. But you know, but that has the opposite effect on me. Because that I feel like, oh shit, actually people are thinking me too highly and I think I'll disappoint lah. You know, I don't think I'm a very successful entrepreneur. My first business did okay, but post IPO we did terribly, and I don't consider that a success. Colony is doing okay now, but you know we lose money in our other ventures there, so we actually don't even post much profit in Colony. You know what I mean? So am I a successful entrepreneur? Have I done well financially for myself? I think I'm comfortable. I'm grateful for that. But am I a successful entrepreneur? I wouldn't say that. You know. You know. So yeah, you know. Am I a successful content creator for now? But it's not a sprint, right? It's a marathon. I don't know what it will be next year. I could be a has-been again.
Understood. Yeah, I think it's the fact that you are this real because it at least has and the fact whereby you give people the reality of stuff, right? Rather than to paint a picture whereby, hey, it's all sunshine and rainbows out there.
Yeah.
That you're talking about even your business, you're talking even with social media as well. And
Yeah.
that is something that I think maybe majority of people wouldn't do. They just want to paint that sign of rosy picture out there that hey, everything is good, and you never want to be that. So that part is something that again, in a sense, okay, I don't want to use the word admirable, but I would say that it humanizes. And there's no, because I said social media there's this pressure. I cannot lie, Tim. I have this pressure. When I look at you, when I look at other people that are doing well, I'm thinking like, wow, maybe I'm just not good enough, like you mentioned. But when you do this, ironically enough, it makes me feel like, hey man, Tim is just a human being like me.
Yeah.
And he's going through stuff, and if he can somehow or rather still find a way to again do his very best, then I should be able to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I genuinely don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't think I'm doing well. I don't think like, for example, if you see my social media image, am I like do I come off like a family man and everything? I don't think so. I'm doing my best. But so often my kids are talking to me and I'm distracted on my phone, on my desktop and everything, you know what I mean? We have a great relationship, you know, but you know, like I think that there leaves so much room to be desired lah. To as a husband to my wife. You know, we don't have a very romantic relationship, me and my wife. We're almost like best friends that just with each other and we do it. You know, we're not like the romantic thing. You don't see us doing you don't see those romantic things or nothing, you know, but that's just the way our relationship is. And you know, it's so funny. I talked about how like I think I did a post about like how my wife and I are more like familial family kind of love like that, you know.
Right.
Almost like brother and sister or something like that, but no more like not romantic or that
Right.
sense, but like life partners, you know. And some people said like, may this love never find me. And, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Because like that's just not what we are. And I don't want people to think that, oh yeah, this is just like perfect family, perfect. We're not, you know.
Yeah. Alif, do you have any questions, Alif?
Yeah, so coming from like a business owner and a family man, how do you manage?
I don't.
The best
I don't.
you can lah.
Yeah. If you ask me what I do, my best. That's what I do. I do my best. You know what I mean? But every now and then I fall short in something. My wife recently told me she feels lonely and I talked about it, you know, because I'm just not present with her mentally. I'm sitting next to her, but I'm just not here. You know? And she feels that everyone gets the best of me and she gets whatever left over. Which is true. By the time I'm here, I'm like burnt out already. You know? So like I'm not juggling everything well. I am juggling, but I'm not doing it well. I'm dropping stuff every now and then and picking them up again.
Okay. I mean, that's. I think as what you mentioned, this is like refreshing because for the first time on social media, someone's actually saying, "Hey, I'm a human being. I make mistakes." You know what I mean?
Right.
So most people will be like, "Oh no, I'm perfect. There's nothing bad. You know, nothing to look here."
And it's not just that
that's refreshing.
It's not just that I make mistakes. It's like I am very flawed. Very, 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 very freaking flawed. You know, it's not just here and there a few mistakes and all that, but I really sincerely don't think that I'm better than anyone around me.
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like the only difference that separates me and many others is just the opportunities that arise lah. You know, not even hard work. You know, we always see those kind of videos on like, let's say Kuchester or something like that, and they're like, oh, coming off your G-Wagon, how do you be a millionaire? Then they give like, oh yeah, just got to work hard and follow your passion. Oh, freaking shit lah, honestly. Like,
real. So real. Yeah.
Come on. Do you work hard, bro? Do you work hard? We all work hard.
Right.
We all freaking work hard. Not all of us is driving a G-Wagon, man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, we forget different things. We forget maybe sometimes we have better circumstances, opportunities that open up. If we were born in a small village somewhere in Kelantan or something like that, and we grew up there and lived there, our opportunities are completely different.
Absolutely.
If we're uneducated,
100%.
if we don't speak English, it's just completely different, bro.
Absolutely.
You know, so like, you know, it's not hard work. It's not, and you know, I think being successful is like, it's not because controversial, but most of the time we're successful. I don't think the catalyst of it is that we earn that success with hard work. I think everybody works hard, but it's just that 30% of it is hard work, maybe 70% is luck, circumstance, opportunities. People choosing to help you. Nobody makes it on its own, right?
Right.
Everybody gives you that one chance.
Right.
Yes. Agreed.
So let me ask you this instead, Tim. Yeah, in terms of being an entrepreneur, as you mentioned, there's a lot of realities behind it. What should someone contemplate when they want to, again, start a business venture?
I guess what your goal is, because if you're looking to make money, like entrepreneurship or doing business is really not the best way to optimize for money, right? In fact, it could be one of the worst. If you work in a career, in a corporate job, someone who's working from 20 to 40, right? Your net worth is more likely than not increasing every single year. Your pay goes up, your lifestyle goes up every day, your savings go up, right? A 21-year-old is earning more than a 38, is earning less than a 38-year-old you, right? But if you do business, right, it's not uncommon that you have a business that just goes nowhere for 10 years. Right? The worst thing that can happen to you is not that your business fails. No. If it fails fast, great, you're done. If it doesn't fail, it doesn't succeed well enough to achieve your goals and maintain the lifestyle you want, and it doesn't do badly enough for you to fail, then you're stuck in no man's land, and what you're bleeding is not money, it's time.
Absolutely.
And before you know it, we're 50 and you're like, oh shit.
So I would say that knowing when to pull the cord is also something important as well, man.
Yeah, but it's so hard, you know?
Right.
Because sometimes you have a company that is just not doing too bad, not doing too well, and you have like 20 employees, and you're like, oh, how do you pull a plug? You got bank loan there, how to pull a plug? You're just stuck there, you know?
I understand that bit.
You get that?
I came from there, to be
You
honest.
came from there, right?
From the workshop and stuff.
Yeah.
So we survived. We were limping for 11 years, as you said.
Yeah.
That's more painful than the fast death.
Yeah.
The fast death, at least you know.
Yeah.
This is like, hey, 1 year you make money, 1 year you don't make money.
Yeah.
It's neither no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand.
Exactly that,
Completely,
you know?
yeah.
So if if to optimize make money, if your main goal is to make money, then don't do it. It's not the best way to make money.
Understood. Well, but it's refreshing, like I said, because there's this with this plethora of people who are these success financial gurus that always say, oh, it is. And then they're rarely able to talk about this segment of the reality of things. Like you mentioned, I never thought of it before. Actually it's worse to be in that sort of I will put it toxic relationship with your business.
Yeah. And there's just so much advice online that it's just it's too general, you know. They'll tell you, don't sell your time, do a business that makes money when you're on holiday. Yeah, but that business to start takes capital, takes luck, takes opportunity, right? Is there another alternative path that maybe you can still sell your time, but make your time damn freaking valuable?
Yep.
If somebody is paying you 2,000 ringgit an hour, then you can be rich selling your time. What's wrong with that? You're not going to be a billionaire, but you'll be rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Then in terms of this Tim, I realize that you're quite pragmatic in terms of your train of thought. In terms of setting goals for yourself, how do you view for example, the show today is Drive to Success. What do you define as success actually, Tim? What's your definition?
I think for me, it's just having enough of everything, but not too much of anything.
Right.
You know, in life, and that's something that we got to come to our own thing. You know, a common question we ask, how much is enough money for you? The minimum amount that you're okay. Oh, people will in my mind say, 10 million, 20 million, or something like that. You know, we always have that number in our mind, but actually after a certain number, right, it doesn't materially change your life anymore. You know, and I think there are other things that start playing a very important role, like how good are the people around you? How close to you? How do you feel loved? Do you experience love every day?
Okay.
Bro, that is would you rather go through a life, you can be a billionaire today, but you make a trade with the devil, and the devil tells you, I'll give you $1 billion, but you will never experience love in your life. Would you take that trade?
No.
Nobody will love you in your life unconditionally. Fuck, bro, bad trade. Right?
We all know the answer to that question, but I think
a
lot of people would take the other one.
Yeah, yeah,
Really, in the world we live today, right? People would go and be like, yeah, okay, sign me up.
yeah. And I think people can do that
Mm.
if because we tend to take for granted what we have. We take for sometimes many of us we don't have a lot of money maybe, but we have an abundance of love. But maybe we don't. And but I think can you imagine? Can you? I tell you the story of this Minecraft billionaire. I can't remember his name, but he sold Minecraft for a couple billion US dollars to Microsoft. After that, he moved to Beverly Hills. He had a big mansion and everything. And then he said he fell into depression. He had major parties and everything, but he fell into depression. Because why? In Minecraft, when he was that owner, he was revered in that community as somebody.
Oh,
He had a purpose.
understand.
I was this. After that, I'm just some rich billionaire in Beverly Hills. You lose that sense of purpose. We lose that sense of importance. We want to feel important.
Yeah, loved, appreciated.
Yeah.
All those things. Yeah.
Like, you know, would you not like? I think it's a very hard choice to make. I can't imagine many people. I'm not saying there aren't, but I think that if people had lived through that, live a normal life or be a billionaire, choose one with or without love. Normal life with love any day.
Absolutely.
Any day. I'm not saying you should live in like dire poverty. That's the whole other extreme. It's just a normal life, the life that you're living right now. You know? Yeah.
For me, it's my personal experience in this. Like, I'm still trying to, in a sense, I'm not gonna lie, Tim, I'm a very ambitious person. But you know the story of Icarus?
Yeah.
The one who
Fly
flew too close to the
sun.
sun?
Yeah.
Right. So on multiple occasions, Tim, I have felt that I have been that Icarus. Right. But it's something difficult in a sense that I don't know how to balance between being ambitious enough to whereby you have the drive to really want to succeed, and then being sort of like that cautious enough to know when to like, hey, you fly high enough, don't go further. So to strike that balance is for me the most difficult part, Tim.
Yeah. I think it's all down to a personal preference. Once you have the understanding that to get something, you have to give up something.
Right.
Everything in life. You can't always say so. Chances are you could be super rich and a multi-billionaire and everything, but maybe it might cost you a relationship with kids. Seeing your kids grow up. Maybe it might cost you a lot of peace of mind. To get rich, you probably have to go through lawsuits. You probably have to go through like cash flow situations, careful crime, all these things, right? Maybe it might cost you all these things and affect your health.
Right.
What is the price you're willing to pay? So for me, I come to a stage where like, okay, I'm just enough of everything, but not too much of anything.
Right.
Because more money, do you know that actually like more money actually takes away stress up to a certain level. And after it gets to a lot more, right, it starts giving you stress. You know why? Because, and this is something I think Warren Buffett wrote in a letter, or something like that, like, if I'm not mistaken, because let's say today you got $100 million. What are you going to do with $100 million? You take $5 million, you throw it, everything in sports cars and everything, you enjoy and you live life. Okay, you buy watches and all that shit. But then after a while you're done, then you got 95 million. What are you going to do with that? Typical thing is you invest. You're not going to put all the FD.
Correct.
Right? So you buy property, then you have to manage that. You manage tenants, you manage like all the paperwork, you manage all that. And anything goes wrong, you have to manage that. If you don't manage that, you hire people to manage that. So you have to manage the people who manage that. Then others, what I do? Invest in the stock market. And what happens when you lose money in the stock market? And that maybe 95 million becomes 60 million.
Right.
Shit, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like more money does give you more stress after it crosses a certain point.
Right. I think what I gather from you the most today is it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But how does one find contentment? That's for me is that golden lesson that I learned today.
I think it's about having a very fulfilled life.
Right.
Like when I go home, I just have such a warm, good relationship with my kids and my wife. And recently my wife, when she commented that I'm just not here, right? And she asked me like, look, is this what you want? You're gonna be working all the time now? And you make money, yeah, you buy your stuff and everything, but is this what you want? If this is what you want, this is the new normal, I'll get used to it. I thought about it, I'm like, fuck no, man. I don't want to have like X more money and if in the process I lose my kids or my wife.
Right.
And I don't mean lose like divorce, lose like I'm not close to them anymore, lose like they won't tell me shit when they're going through things, lose when they don't feel like I'm around for them or I'm important for them. I'm important to them or they're important to me.
I see.
Bro, that's just not worth it, man.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't trade that.
Understand?
Yeah. So, and the thing about money is this. The thing about money is, it's so funny. Why do we want money? If you ask most people who want money, it's like, I want to travel more. I want to buy this. I want to buy this Porsche 911. You know, I want to buy things. But do we realize that buying these things actually takes away the money you have? So it's a negative thing. If you want to be rich, this is the counter-rich thing to do.
Right.
Because you're spending that money.
Right.
But what's the most important thing money can give you? The most important thing money gives you is the freedom to choose.
I see.
That I don't like my job. I can't stand my boss. I'm just going to quit. Right? Or freedom from life stress. Like, if my family member falls sick, it's not going to bankrupt us. That's the stress that, honestly, I think 80% of Malaysians have to go through today. Right?
Absolutely.
So we just need that. But we don't need the supercars. We don't need the expensive watches.
Right.
You know, we don't need these things.
Yeah. True. So, Tim, just to segue into another topic altogether, which is right now, currently, this is perhaps something that has not been asked before. How is it actually like running a colony for you, a co-working space? Because I've been to the one at the Met.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that place, honestly. For me, that's like one of the best co-working spaces I've been to so far. And the event space over there, I really love. I don't know what you call it, the ballroom or whatnot. That one I really love, the view and everything as well. So how is it like running a co-working space for you?
It's a very difficult business.
Really?
Yeah. It's a retainer business, so every month you get like revenues and everything. But then it's a very difficult business because it's a very long-term business. So the ROI is very poor. You put in the F&B, maybe you get your money back in 2 years or something like that, right? You turn your money around. You put in a co-working space, right? You can take 5 years or never. The risk is there. You know what I mean? So it can even take 7 years. Some even 8 years. If you take 8 years, right, you must have put your money into bonds.
Right.
So actually, it's a very high risk business.
Yeah, but what made you want to start this co-working space?
Because I was duped into it. I saw that it was a trend that was taking off. I thought it was a very good business. But only I realized that actually it's tougher than it looks. Like it's a business with low margins. Very low margins. High EBITDA margins if you don't account for depreciation, but actual return on invested capital, it looks at profit and it's terrible business.
I see. But is there anything that you find joyful or you feel fulfilled in terms of running the company?
I love it. I love my team and everything, And that's why I'm trying to move away from the traditional co-working model of like taking out the best locations, going to the best. I'm trying to do the model differently so that I can change it instead of the traditional co-working model.
Right.
Traditional co-working model is like you go into the top centers, you go to KL Central, get the top building, you build a space there, it's easy to fill, you have a lot of clients there, but you're paying very high rentals.
Right.
You're putting all the capex, so your margins are very slim. But your revenues will be damn high. But your margins are terrible.
Right. Then in terms of I notice you have an F&B business, right? And as well as this product that we have on the table, Dough by Mac. Right. So is it together in the same company or is it separate?
Same company.
Right.
So Dough by Mac is under Colony, so we bought over Dough by Mac, and then we have that's our catering. Now we have a cafe in Monkera that does super well.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have a cafe as well.
Yeah. In Monkera, it does really, really well. It's like 1-2 hour wait every day.
Yeah. So in terms of the F&B thing, was it something that you're passionate about, or this opportunity came by your way?
It just came by.
Right.
I do believe that F&B is like one of the most hardest businesses to go into also. It is very hard. So before we went into this also, I was like telling my partner, Mac is my partner. I was like, I'm a bit worried, man. Like the failure rate is just so high for F&B.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's something that my wife is very passionate about, and she always wanted to go into this F&B space.
Oh yeah.
But I have the same worries that you have. It's a bit difficult, but we have friends in the area that are quite successful in it. So maybe one day we'll JV with them and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But having a partner that really knows the game is really helpful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're dependent on your partner, because I'm dependent on Mac. If Mac says, you know what, Tim, I can do this better on my own, What am I gonna do?
He runs it.
Yeah, am I going to run? Am I going to go to the kitchen and cook?
Right.
That's tough, man.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I've been to the Dough by Mac before. It's really nice, and like you said,
Oh, you've been before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live in Monkera, so
Oh, is it?
it's definitely a staple place to go to.
Oh.
Super packed all the time. I've not been there where there's not been a line, at least thus far.
Yeah,
That's how successful it actually
yeah,
is.
sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but in terms of like, do you have a favorite business, or is like, do you love them all the same?
I don't have a favorite business,
You have a favorite
actually.
business,
Yeah. I don't have a favorite business. To me, it's like favorite people that I work with in a business. So I love the people I work with.
Right.
Yeah. And we can be in any business.
Right.
As long as it's them, I'm happy.
Right. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of our session today. So before we end, Alif, do you have any other questions?
No, very much. Ask the cafe one. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this last bit of the segment is whereby we're gonna talk about basically an advice for the younger generation, because definitely Tim, I'm one of those younger generation people that watch you growing up and until now. We're heading into a very ever increasingly volatile and scary world where, again, with the war going on, with rising fuel prices, cutting of subsidies, what's your advice for the younger generation in terms of like, hey, how do we get through this?
You know, right?
Right.
I've lived already 40 years on this
Right.
earth, right? I'm 42 already. This next month I'm 42. It's like it's always a scary time.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, now we think about oil crisis. There's always something to freaking stress out about, man. Then we have freaking COVID. And then before that, with like, whether it's like oil prices also shot up in 2015, 2016. We've also had like
Yep.
whether it's financial crisis or virus or war, there's always something. I still remember I was in A levels when it happened, right?
Yep.
Then US attacked Iran, went to Iran as maybe 2001 or 2002, something like that. So Iraq. Back then, and like people in my college, the teachers were, oh, I'm so scared of the war breaking out. Who cares about the Iraq war now? We don't even think about it. It's like there's always some shit going on in this world. And it's more magnified and amplified to us now because of the speed in which news gets to us, right? But as long as we're in a part of the world where life can continue, if we're in Ukraine, if we're in Iran, that's a whole different thing altogether, right? But as long as we're where life can continue, then it's good lah, Yeah. Yeah, and I do think Malaysia is a good place lah, I think I don't see any reason for a higher power to want to invade us lah.
Okay, that's true.
And if that happens, honestly, the exciting thing to see is how Malaysians get together to fight back lah, and finally, maybe we'll put away all our differences and we're like, you know what?
Uniting against
the outside force lah.
Okay, this is my last bit. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Is education important? In terms of like, hey, I don't want to continue my degrees, I can do something else.
Okay, so education is important, but tertiary education is another thing altogether.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so university, so I went to London. I studied UCL, so it's like really one of the top, maybe number 9 university in the world now. And my classmate is actually the TikTok CEO.
Oh,
Shouzi.
Oh, Shouzi, okay.
Yeah. So actually, right, 20 years ago and now, there is a few things have changed. One is that the cost of the education, right, has gone up maybe triple. But the starting pay of a degree versus a non-degree hasn't gone up by triple. So the ROI has become so much more poorer. And the world is changing so much faster that the syllabus are just not updating fast enough. Like in a world of AI, what do you really need to study that for? Like what's really useful? Maybe it's like how to vibe code, build AI agents, how to prompt AI, all this kind of stuff. None of them unis can teach effectively because you know why? They just come out so fast. So actually the most important skill to learn is really like critical thinking, the ability to learn, and self-teach things more than a piece of paper.
I see. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I mean that's something that personally myself, I'm 30 this year, so I'm 12 years a junior. when I was contemplating whether I want to further my studies or not, I did consider whether I wanted to do or not. But I took a different path. My path wasn't one that was so well worn. I would say that because that I took the unwell worn path, I had to face the school of hard knocks. So to reach where I am today, there's a lot of mistakes in between. I do not know personally because I haven't been to university, but thus far it's been, it's its pros and cons, I would say. Yeah. But as you mentioned, there are a lot of things that change these days, and there's amples of opportunities that were not there when perhaps your time. Yeah. So I think with that, we are very thankful that you have you on such short notice that you came to my podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for again sharing with us personally, to me, to all the people that are viewing today. And we honestly would again love to be able to see you, even though you may say that it's a short time you have, maybe the longest short time you have.
To try to
online.
extend the 15 minutes of fame.
To 16 minutes, maybe.
3 minutes. So anyways, thank you guys for watching another episode of Drive to Success podcast. Do remember to subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow us on our social media platforms on IG and TikTok, where we have the short form content. So until next time, this is the Drive to Success podcast.